Hello guys and welcome to The Act, the show we make an act for you that's dictated by these 4 dice. Now, on each one of the dice is a little rule or a budget or something I have to abide by. That is the word, isn't it? Abide by it? That is right, yeah, lovely. This one is the budget. We've got £10, £75, £100, cannot exceed the budget. That one is 200 plus, so that is an unlimited budget. We got the type of act, table, impromptu, stage, parlour, blah, blah, blah. We've got different things, but this is different things that you either must include or must not include, all right? So that is the last one. Let's see. We're joined by the amazing Noel Qualter. Do you want to get in here or not?
All right. Hello. You're going to need a mic.
Right.
No, look what he's done. Oh.
All right, yeah, go on and bang a mic on. Sorry, I threw it onto him, spur of the moment. Take the budget dice and give it a roll, my friend. Go, this is the budget. 200 plus. No, we love you, my friend. Right, now, the type of act, go for it. 200 plus, great start.
Mentalism.
Parlour, okay. Right. Now this is things to maybe include or may not include, but let's see. Mentalism, please include mentalism. £200 parlour mentalism. Can we or can we not have mentalism in the act? We can. Must have mentalism in there. Right, Dad, do you want to get involved in this right here? Look.
Go on, let's do it.
So we have got £200 plus parlour act that must include mentalism.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great about that.
All right. Shall we have a wander?
Yeah, that's sort of my perfect.
All right. Well, if it's your perfect, you take this.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be lurking around, but you're going to do all the main. Look, shove that on here.
Do a set.
Wow, look at that.
I know exactly where I'm going to first. Can you have a guess?
Yeah.
Where?
Prime Mystic.
No.
Oh, colour psychology.
Yep.
Can I just say, I've asked Dad to write me a 20-minute mentalism act.
Yeah.
The first thing that's going in there is colour psychology.
Yep.
You like that one, didn't you, Noel?
It's a killer. Absolute killer.
It is, isn't it?
I'll have to leave the sweets for a minute. All right, fine. I mainly came for the dairy milk. All right, fine.
So you can come up with an act as well, Noel. All right, remember,
all right.
Our electronic bits are in here. Colour match, things like that, if you want to do that.
That's going to blow the budget, isn't it?
Well, it's 200
So
plus,
no, 200 plus. There's no limit.
200 plus.
Yeah.
You can do you've literally infinite budget. You can do the whole thing, but it's a parlour act, remember?
So
right, fine.
parlour act, we're talking about.
I was talking about parlour. Okay, right, fine. So what, 20 people?
Yeah, 20 people, table in front of you, so you could be seated, you could be standing. So colour psychology will work brilliantly for that. Works close up, works stage. I think its real power is in parlour when you're performing to a group.
Personally, I'm going to interrupt just quickly.
Yep.
If it was me, I would 100% probably have this bad boy in there, Bane.
Bane, good shout.
This is so good. Honestly, Bane is 10 out of 10. Uses 4 cocktail shakers, cherries. Also, if I'm shouting, it's because I ain't got mine. 4 cocktail shakers, cherries. You get audience, people involved. So much fun. Really different. So I'll definitely have this if it was me doing it. All right, just to let you know.
Okay. So for your parlour act, do you want to keep it just mentalism, or do you want a bit of different stuff?
It just has to include mentalism. It doesn't all have to be mentalism, but it must include mentalism.
Because do you know what? If I was putting a parlour act together, I would probably... I could do all mentalism, but I'm working on a little parlour act now, and I want a mixture of stuff. And one of the things that I would definitely have in my parlour act would be the Mirage coin set, because I think the reverse international matrix is a wow type effect.
All right.
And I think that will work perfectly for
We've
parlour.
got the dollar size in there.
Okay, I would go for the $50, but we're out of stock. We got more coming in this week, but I'm going to grab a $1 one just for the sake of showing what it is. Noel, have you found anything?
Look what he's got.
What's he got?
I found killer. I've got 2 killer tricks.
2 killer tricks.
How good is the Grail? Seriously,
The Grail is
It's an
amazing.
absolute winner. Everyone loves the Grail.
we'll leave alarm because I don't know.
To be fair, the Grail...
He did a great job with it. It's really embarrassing walking around with squeaky shoes. All right.
No shoes.
It really picks up on.
It's hilarious. They are no shoes. I said it sounds like it's been on a log flume. That was his choice of travel today, log flume.
Right,
I
I
know you
am...
like a book test as well. What about Oasis book test? That'd be good for Parlour, wouldn't
It would be good for Parlour, but I'm going more magic-y with just one mentalism piece.
Why? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking. Do you feel it has power if you have one mentalism bit, or what?
No, I think I could easily do a mentalism Parlour.
Yeah.
For £200 plus, easily, and do a really good one. You would have that. You would have a book test, maybe a pro mystic thing.
Yeah.
But my mind at the moment, even though I do a lot of mentalism, my mind since lockdown and after that has been getting more excited about performing magic again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's different reactions, isn't it? As well?
it is a different reaction, and I still, bless you, I still love mentalism.
Yeah.
But I also love this.
Yeah.
Jokerz just looks so magical.
Also, I'm like you, I think, and I don't know, Noel, do you agree? You haven't got a problem mixing mentalism with magic, or do you?
I have to, because I've got to pad the act out. And nothing soaks up time like mentalism. Never knowingly rebooked. That is me. So it's no mentalism will.
But I know some people are very much. There's a.
I think what they are is
them.
proper mentalists.
Yeah.
And I heavily dislike mentalism. So it's. But I mean, I do it. We've all got time that needs filling. But I strongly dislike it.
Really? What?
I genuinely hate mentalism.
Wow, that's surprising.
But like I think it's when it's great, it's great. It's rarely that it's great. But when it's great, such as the Alakazam product line, then it's phenomenal.
See, the thing is, with
Pull
something
that nose
like
up.
with something like colour psychology, it's a comedy magic trick, isn't it?
Well, you can play it however you want. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you think you're the next Aaron, which is 95% of people in this country, but if you think you are, then you're absolutely straight. I absolutely influenced you. All those things. I knew it was going to happen. It was written on a bus 3 weeks ago. But if you are going for light and funny, or if you're just someone who's upgrading from doing close up to doing bigger stuff, then that is an absolute slam dunk, because you don't have to be the serious guy. You can just be, Johnny Tricks, who's just doing this, and no one's going to think it's a strong mind reading trick. But you can play it light, or you can play it big for comedy. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. So that would be my act, I think. I would most probably open with this. I would go into what happens in Vegas, but using the Jack of Hearts one. Then use the Jack of Hearts that ends up being the selected card to move into Jokerz. So that's how the Jokerz start changing. And then finish off with maybe the Mirage coin set. What are you laughing for?
All I can hear is...
I can't move. I'd like someone to slide me around on a plastic bag underneath my feet.
What is going on with your trainers?
They're brand new trainers. They're good trainers. I got rolling on good sneaks.
Can we hear this?
I can't do it. I have to get a little...
We've been able to hear it all the way through this.
So I thought I can't move. Yeah, sorry. I've got squeaky shoes. Right,
But to be fair, if we were recording this after Blackpool, there would be other effects that are going in it.
All day.
Yeah. 100%.
Exactly. There's miracles to come.
But I think the only thing I'm not happy here is I don't think I've got a closer. I think I've got a great opening. I've got a great middling set. I need a closer. And if I was to grab Noel's idea, it would be the Grail. But Alarmed is also really good.
It is an egg. It is. It is great.
Yeah, no, Alarmed is good. And the nice thing about Alarmed is you can ask the question right at the beginning of the act and reveal that at the end.
All the work that needs to be done, you can do it.
And that's what I would do with the Grail.
If that was loaded into, it was what I used to do before I decided I hated mentalism, is load it into a card to wallet or similar.
Yeah.
Then if you've asked questions, let's say, for example, like, have you got anything to do a little peeky poo with here?
We're talking about Vegas, so what time are you going to get up? to go down to the casino.
Yeah, exactly. All that good stuff. Exactly. And there's no clocks there, so but that's there's some memory.
You got one by your bed.
Yeah,
that's the only clock you're going to see. What time is it on that clock?
Yeah, you're excited to go down play gamble. Yeah, no, exactly, and that sets up the whole thing.
Yeah,
so,
So let's do that then.
I got it in. Yes,
let's do that over here. So if anyone doesn't know what Alarmed is, it's a photograph of an alarm clock, and when you show the photograph, it's got the exact time that they name. So Noel's right. We kick off with this. So this is your introduction piece. Then we go into a Las Vegas theme. We're going to take a trip to Las Vegas. In fact, I was there last year, bought this souvenir deck of cards. You're going to help me for this. I want you to imagine you're in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is notorious for not having any clocks. There is actually a clock, and it's always by your bed, so you know what time to get up and gamble. So what time's your alarm going to go off? So they tell you that. Now you go into the routines. I would throw in this because I just think it's magical. I would do the reverse matrix. And then as your final kicker, you say, oh, do you remember right at the beginning, you gave me a time? It's really funny because the last time I was in Vegas, I woke up at a really strange time, took a photo of the alarm clock, boom, and there it is. And that's your nice little final nail. I think it's a good act.
It's brilliant.
Anything you would change or add?
Not buying these squeaky trainers. No, I...
he doesn't want to move.
It's going to stay here. No, great. My only question, which does throw us back, is have you got any objections with starting with mentalism, having a big chunk of magic and coming back to mentalism, like instinctively? Of course, this has got opener written all over it, I understand. Yeah. That's my only thought, is whether you have... Because if you moved from magic to mentalism, it is easier. It's harder, I think, to go from mentalism to straight magic and finish the act with straight magic. But having this in the middle, that's my only question. I'm not saying I got answers.
No, my answer to that was you haven't performed a mentalism routine with this. I've asked a question. This is a reveal.
No, yeah,
do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to come across whether they see it as mentalism.
Yeah,
I'm just going to present it as, it's really strange because the last time I was in Vegas, my clock went off at a really strange time.
Yeah.
In fact, it was so weird because it kept happening that I took a photo of it and I keep it in my wallet. Right at the beginning, you mentioned a time, didn't you? Boom, that's it. And then that's it. As far as they're concerned, it's another trick.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, or, whatever it is. So, yeah, I understand your point, but I don't think we're going to sort of do the magic and go, and now we're going to go into your mind. It's a reveal.
You're not talking about the thoughts are clearing and things like that. It is just, that's weird. It's just I've got a connection with you in that in that way as well. So, it comes across as mental magic.
And I think that's a strong...
No, very
strong parlor act. You got some beautiful visual bits of things that I always refer to as real magic, are things like Wild Card and things like the Matrix, things where things are moving or changing and visible. And even when I first showed Jenny Jokerz, now bearing in mind, I've been doing Wild Card for years, and she must have seen Wild Card 100 times when I started getting back into magic. But when I showed her it, she said it's probably one of the best card tricks I've seen in a long time, purely because people, the cards are changing.
Yeah. No,
and that is real magic, isn't it? It's not us shuffling the cards and your cards
manipulation and things like that. Yeah. No, it is absolutely looks like great magic.
Yeah. So I think that's a strong act.
So do I.
Yeah. So that's it for the act this week. Thank you to our special guest, Noel Qualter, and we will see you next week right here on the act, where I'll be wearing bubble wrap on my feet. So there we go. See you next week.